I'm going to talk about serendipity while you're traveling. Not a usual topic, but there's been so many, I'm going to call them serendipity events been happening since I've been traveling for the last 4 months, over 5,000 kilometers. But I had to share one with you today. I've been trying to subscribe to the philosophy of amor fati, kind of whatever happens, good or bad, you try to embrace it, and it's difficult. The major serendipity is, I went to this small little gas station in my hometown, but there's about 24 gas stations, but somehow I thought, I'll go check it out, and I got to go down to it. And I got in there, and I looked at the wall, and there's a number of pictures that I actually have of the town, and I commented on it, and the guy had said to me, "Are you Will Gow?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "How did you know?" And he says, "I was talking to you about this old friend of yours 2 weeks ago." Now remember, these two people that I know, or did know years ago, are not on social media. And he says, "Your name came up, but we don't know why." And it's an old friend that I had thought had passed away, but didn't. But the owner of this service station, which I was looking at my car, turns out to be the younger brother of an old friend of mine that I had gone to Europe with back in 1970. And after we talked, he immediately said, "Here, I got a parking spot for you. I want you to stay there and enjoy the downtown." And again, this place has a lot of history. I worked on this bridge for 4 years, walking back and forth, delivering mail to the U.S. My parents lived on the other side of this bridge. I learned to swim down at the end of the dock here. There's so many memories down at this particular point where we all gathered, and of course we were kind of not so smart jumping off a bridge into the Niagara River. It might not seem like much, but it's important to me. I'm down at the end of my old town, and it may not be much to look at, but I've mentioned previous ones. This is full of history here. And the one sense of history is this train bridge since 1873. But again, I got hold of the old friend, and within 10 minutes we had gone for coffee and caught up on, a good 30, 40 years, I'm going to say at least that, of friends and old friends that have passed away. And yeah, I don't know what drew me but go over to that small service garage, but I'll continue to think about the serendipity that goes on in our lives while we travel. So I want you to comment on your serendipities. What draws you to certain things that are, good fortune that you just found out that was unexpected.